Good morning. Time to make the coffee. French vanilla this morning, and it is cold. 13, high of 15 today. And then by next week it's going to be 52. This weather's crazy. It's all over the place. Anyway, I'm going to stay nice and warm in the house today. Yesterday was a no-spend day. Yay. And hopefully today will be too. Nothing will break. We'll see. So I think I might do a little decluttering today. I have to get back to those shoes. And I decluttered almost all of my drawers up in my room. So that's a good thing. Lots of clothes left, lots of shoes left. But more to go. My whole point of all this decluttering is, well, I have 2 points. First of all, to curb my spending. And secondly, to make life easier and free up time to do things that I really want to do, not things that I always have to do. So, and I'm sure there's other benefits, like your children won't have to do it. I mean, there's always going to be things that, your children are going to have to take care of eventually. But no sense in making it a hoard that they have to look through. So this coffee will warm me up this morning, I hope, because it's chilly. Even if you turn the heat on, it's chilly. I keep my heat at 62, not 62, 68. Cheers. So usually that's perfect, but there's days where it's really chilly. It's like a bone chilling. So let me give this a taste. That's very good. So this morning I'm going to look at my budget and see if there was anything taken out of my bank account for bills and get those on my calendar. So the budget so far, my budget book has been working pretty well. Yesterday I made up a new budget sheet to record my spending on, and that seems to work well. So if you're trying to budget and you've got budget sheets that aren't exactly working right, you can always tweak them till you get something that makes it easy for you to track your spending, because it's all about tracking your spending, and it's kind of like the same principle of cooking down your freezer and refrigerator. After a while it becomes second nature and you don't have to think about it anymore. So I want it to become that. I want it to become second nature. And I'm not going to turn into the biggest tightwad in the world. I want to enjoy my money. I want to enjoy my things. But the excess needs to go. It's all about getting rid of excess, overspending, overconsuming, and making life easier. Because taking care of all that stuff is just, it's too much. And I know it's too much for me now. Didn't bother me so much when I was younger, but it took me a lot of years to accumulate what I have. So anyway, I'm going to go enjoy my coffee, take a look at my budget, and I'll be back in a little bit and we'll see what's cooking today. Okay, well, I just wanted to show you briefly how my budget book works. This is it. Got this cover offline at bloominghomestead.com, and I got some of my sheets from them too. They're free printables. This calendar I got at Dollar Tree, and it's really nice. It's just the right size. I can write all my bills in there. I color code them. So, and then what I like about it, I made another new sheet now because it has a 2023 planning guide. So I have this where I'm going to just track my checks and my X's, you know, the red if I spent, the green if I didn't spend, so I can track my no spend days. So I have that, and it also has one for 2024, which is really nice. So, you know, for $1.25, it's got the phone book and postal abbreviations, conversion tables. So it's got all those things in there. So anyway, I'm working on February now, and I just keep that here tucked away in my notebook, so it's all nice and neat, all in the same spot. So this is the new sheet that I made with my bills, you know, you can do it to your own bills. And then I'm just going to keep this sheet in here and then transfer it to each additional month. So, okay, on the first, I did spend because I went to, I did my monthly grocery shopping, so I get a big X on that day. Yesterday I didn't spend anything, so I get a check mark for that, and today I'm not planning on spending anything, so we'll see how that turns out. But this way I can track everything on one page instead of having an extra page for each month. It's much easier to look at it this way. And I'll make another one of these for the second part of the year, because this one only goes to June. And I just took this right out of the calendar and I put it on my copy printer, and so that's what I'm going to do. So I wanted to show you my budget book, and I have my low spend challenge goals here in the front, what I want to do. These are my goals. And here I have my no buys, that I'm not supposed to buy any of this. Does it ever happen? Sometimes. So, but you know, it's right in the front, so I can, you know, take a look at it. And this is my low buys, what I can buy, but not too much of, you know. And then allowed buys is what I can buy, you know, things that I need all the time, like gasoline and basic groceries, dog grooming. I'm allowing myself one clothing outfit per month if needed. $50, no rollover. That means if I don't spend that $50, it's going to go probably in savings or for bills, and I can't roll it over. I can do weekly inexpensive lunches, $25 limit with my family, and I can roll that over, so that'll be in my eating out fund. But lately I don't even do that once a month. So I can take educational classes. Let's see, I can do a $20 splurge a month. That, in other words, and that's for the month, $5 per week, so I can go over to Dollar Tree and spend $5, or I can go to Dollar Tree and spend $20, and I can roll that over. In other words, if I don't go to Dollar Tree in January and I go in February, then I would have $40 to spend. Or I have the option, I can put the $20 into savings, whatever I want to do. But anyway, that's my low buy. And then here I have every month This is February's. I'm not going to show you my bills, but so what I do is I'll show you March. I put the balance sheet, what I pay, then a to-do, and then I will transfer this sheet once it's filled out for February. I'll put that right in here, and then I'll continue on to March. So I am going to fill out January just so I have a visual, and that way I can see how either I improve or fall off the wagon. And it sounds very complicated, but it's very, very easy. At the end of the day, if I didn't spend, I either get a check or an X, and having it in color really helps too, because it's an overall view then. So for me, I want a whole lot more green check marks than red, because this is a low spend year for me. I want to get caught up on my bills, and I want to get caught up on saving some money. So anyway, and then I have all the months here, right down the line, April, May, blah, blah. And then January, because it's already done and over with, I moved it to the back of the notebook. And then when February's over, it'll go to the back. So I always have the current month in the front of my book. So that's my very easy system. It's been working wonderfully. I'm going to try, and if you don't have a Dollar Tree calendar, I'm going to try and put a picture in here of this. Your sheet, your monthly sheet, will be specific to you, so I'm not going to share that, but it's very easy. Just a ruler and a pencil, and write down your bills. Now I separate mine with what I owe in debt. That's the first column, and then I put the previous month's what I owe, and then I continue on and pay down, and then that month then will go on the previous month and so on and so forth. That way I can track my progress, and very simple. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you, and I'm trying out that tripod that I bought at Walmart for $16 and something at walmart.com, and it's working great. I figured I'd do a lot of cooking, and this way I can share things. So anyway, that's my system. I do this every morning, and then as needed I print off from my bank whatever statements, it's specific to your bank what reports you can print, and I keep those. Like for January, I have my reports back here, and that way I can track what's coming out of my account. So okay, that's it for now. Here's what I had for breakfast today: a toasted cheese sandwich on the sourdough, and 2 mandarins, and some of my homemade pickles. It was really good. Okay, I'm back in my kitchen, and I have still some zucchini and summer squash here. I have to do something with them. So I thought what I would do is bake some of it and make a zucchini relish out of some of it. So some of them are kind of getting a little, they're not moldy or anything, but they're kind of starting to get a little funky. So those I'll roast. I'll peel that part off, and I'll roast those. And I'm going to season those with pizza seasoning and Italian seasoning. So I'll take at least half of the summer squash and half of the zucchini and pickle that, and try and preserve it that way. Now, I've been into making pickles. I really enjoy the homemade pickles. So I also want to continue to reuse that brine because it's really good. I don't know how many times you can reuse the brine. If any of you know, leave me a comment below and let me know how often you can reuse that brine. Now, as far as I know, you have to bring it to a boil again before you use it, and then you pour it over your veggies, so that's what I'm going to do. And we'll see how it turns out. All right, I'm going to cut this up, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm chopping up the zucchini and a small onion and about half of a head of garlic. So it was about a tablespoon of garlic. And I have this really cute little food processor. It slices and it dices. I've had it for years, probably 20 years. But anyway, it's a Black & Decker Handy Shortcut, it's called. I don't even know if they still make it. But anyway, it does a real nice job of chopping up things, and this is going to be a relish, so the only problem with it is sometimes you have to align it just right or it won't catch. So let's see if we can get this in there. Alright, I have to fool with it. Operator error. I had the lid on the wrong way, so should work now. Beautiful! And it chops everything up really nicely. So as easy as that, I have chopped up relish. So in the microwave, I'm heating up half vinegar, half water, a good heaping teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of sugar, about a teaspoon of pickling spice. Then I put some dill in there, and this is what it looks like. Oh, and there's turmeric in there too because I used some of the old pickle seasoning from a previous batch of pickles that I liked. So I'm going to put all this into this little jar now. And this is the previous jar that had the old pickles in it. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this in the jar, and then I'm going to pour this over it and let it cool, and voila, you have pickle relish. And you can season it to whatever taste you like. Now for me, I did like half of a jar. I think this is 2 cups maybe, I don't know. But anyway, it's a reused jar. Don't know what I did with the lid. Oh, here it is. It was from Queso, so I'm just reusing that. So I did half of a jar of water, half of a jar of just plain vinegar, and then all the seasonings that I wanted to put in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this prepped, and I'll be back. Everything in the jar. I thought I was filming. I wasn't. I just heated this up in the microwave for about three and a half minutes, and I already put some in there. So you want to make sure it gets all the way into the bottom and that it's all covered up on the top. And then you're going to let it cool and stick it in the fridge, and you have relish. And if you're wondering why this is yellow, it's because it has turmeric in it. Alright, and I have enough here for another small jar. So I'm going to get a small jar and put more relish in. So just make sure everything is covered and let it cool. And voila! Zucchini relish, pickle relish. All right. My squash is done too. I'm going to let that cool, and I'm going to freeze half of it and mix it up, the zucchini and the yellow squash, so that I have a little of both. And so no waste. I used up all my squashes. I still have to work on those sweet potatoes. I'm thinking I might cook some in a soup, maybe mash it up, I'm not sure. So we'll see. All right, I'll be back later. Make a quick dinner here. Now, in here I have my stuffed pepper. And these peppers were kind of tough. So I want to make this into like a, I'm going to take the pepper off. And I want to make this into a, more like a sloppy Joe kind of burger, because I'm in the mood for some sort of a burger. So I'm going to put some, this is just leftover, it was frozen. I'm going to put a little mustard on here, not too much, half a teaspoon maybe, to taste. And then I'm going to put some ketchup on here too, again to taste. Don't want it too soupy. I'm going to mix that up, and then I'm going to give that a taste. See if it needs any salt or pepper. So it's going to be more like a sloppy Joe. Just for something different. I'm tired of the stuffed peppers. And I'll give this pepper a taste and see if it's not as tough as the green peppers were, because those were pretty tough. And if it isn't, I'm just going to eat it on the side, just for something different. Let me taste this. Okay, I think it could use a little bit more. A little bit more ketchup, and that'll be good. So, if you're tired of eating your food one way, try mixing it up and doing something different with it. So I'm just toasting the bun here in the pan. And then I'm going to have this with some sweet potato fries, start getting rid of some of those sweet potatoes. So I'll be back when this is all done. My dinner's done. I made the sweet potato fries, and they literally take 10 minutes to make in the air fryer. I toasted the bun. I peeled the pepper. So I'm going to just, here's the not meat, and this is really good. It tastes better than the original stuffed peppers. So sometimes, you know, when you redo a leftover, sometimes it turns out better than the original because the flavors have had time to marry and meld. So this is going to be tasty. I don't know, I just had a taste for a burger kind of thing, so I thought, I'll just make this into a burger. So, okay. And then I'm just going to top it with the pepper. So yeah, for some reason the green peppers were not that tasty. The red peppers are good. So there's my dinner for tonight. Sweet potato fries, and this is Cranch. It's I think it's Kraft. Well, anyway, you can buy it ready-made. My sloppy Joe-ish kind of sandwich, and sweet potato fries. So let me give these a taste. I just sprayed some butter spray on there and some seasoned salt. Let's see how these taste. Really good with the ranch dressing. Hot. All right, let me take a bite, but I want to take a picture first. Okay, let's see how this tastes. You can put cheese on here if you want. Whatever you like, it's your food. So I think I'm going to use the sweet potato fries to make quite a few servings of, or I'm going to use the sweet potatoes to make quite a few servings of sweet potato fries, because they're really good. All right, let me give this a taste. That hits the spot. That's really good. All right, my friends, I'm going to eat my dinner. And call it a day. So that's all I have for you today, my friends. I want to wish you abundant blessings. Be good to yourself, be good to others. God bless you. Use up your food blessings. Make different things so you don't get bored. All right. I love you guys. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.